Alright, so we here with my man Jah-Monte, Lord Jah-Monte Ogbon. I probably got that wrong.
No, you got it.
Okay, we got it solid. Big time Charlotte artist, moving around the nation, man. Just had to get him in here. For people who don't know who you are, Lord Jah, would you please explain who you are really quickly?
I'm a performing artist out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Kind of been getting a little burned lately, so I've been able to move around the country. But yeah, pretty much, I'm just a performing artist from North Carolina, performing artist / father. That's pretty much perspective I try to kick it from. Hip hop, bringing back that quote unquote old school boom bap sound.
Facts. Where's your name come from? What's your name mean?
My name, Jah-Monte, is actually my real name.
Okay.
So I just added the H to make it Jah-Monte.
Okay.
And Ogbon means wisdom, so I'm just put it together.
What's the origin of that, Ogbon?
People be thinking I'm a Nigerian or something.
I thought it was Igbo, and then on your album you got Igbo Landon. So I was like,
Igbo? Am I tripping? Is it Igbo?
it might be, fam. I didn't do my research. I thought, okay, so Ogbon, we know it's from the continent though, 100% from the continent. And I see you were with a group or something. Who is Melanated People?
Melanated People is pretty much like the Black Peace music group. It's just like a play off that. That's what I was really gonna call the group, but we just changed it to Black Peace.
So I heard on one of these songs, man, I think it might be track 2 off of your most recent release, man. You said King of Charlotte.
Right.
Let's talk about that, Jah.
Yeah, it's just pretty much, it's almost like the best rapper in Charlotte thing. It's just kind of like pretty much just up in the level of that. I'm not trying to crown that though, you feel me? Just
you said it. You gotta work with that, way.
Yeah, no, I ain't really trying to crown it. It's just something that I was just throwing out there because I know it's gonna like catch eyes and ears. Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, I'm not gonna argue with you, brother. The way you're doing it, you know what I mean, and the way people admire you, the way your city looks up to you as far as other artists. I mean, that's kingship, and you serving people by bringing them to Atlanta and doing the things that you're doing. So that's kingship, God. So speaking of God, how I hit that. So I hear in your music some 5% teachings.
Yeah.
How old were you when you were introduced to the 5% teachings, and maybe who introduced you?
It was, I want to say around like 2014. Pretty like fairly recent. Like I found out through like like on some music type things, like Poor Righteous Teachers and stuff like that. Because when I first got introduced into like the quote unquote knowledge conscious community, it was through like the Hebrew Israelites. I was pretty much just going through like the Hebrew Israelites knowledge and stuff, and I noticed it wasn't really for me. So I was just trying to find out what else was there, and that's when I found out about the conscious community in Charlotte, and met my man Kill Ripkin, my man Divine, producers and artists, and there was you know what I mean, 5%, Nation Guys and Earth. I'm just like, I was just fucked with the black man is God message that they was putting out, and I'm just like, yo, this is really what it is. Like, I never got 120, you feel me? So it's like I can't remember his dude's name. He been kind of like I had to like just fall back a little, you know what I mean, because I didn't like officially get to 120, but I just really fuck with it's so much information out here, it's kind of crazy. That's like another conversation, but it's so much information out here that it was just, I feel like that, but us as that, you know what I mean, God from within, and black man is God, black woman is earth, that right there.
Facts.
It's kind of, that's what I would push, you know what I mean?
That's
so
solid.
I put a lot of like school of thoughts into my music, just because there's so much information. So like whatever you want to take from it, like I said, I studied the Hebrew stuff, if you Christian, if you whatever, you know what I mean? I'll try to give a few different perspectives for people, you know what I mean? Like, just like the conscious community will come, you know what I mean? Like the Nuwapians, Dr. York stuff. I mean, I try to touch on everything, just so, you know what I mean, you could be a lot of, you know what I mean, information you can catch, man, because it's a lot.
It is a lot.
And I'm still like, and I do that because I'm still learning, because I'm like, it's just so much information out here, you never know what is what, so I'm still learning different stuff, you know what I mean, from different walks of life, and I'm just like, man, it's crazy, like, so I'm pretty much just pushing the message.
That's solid, man. That message is necessary. Actually, just to touch on that a little bit more, those were the keys that unlocked my chains as a young black man. You know what I mean? So knowing that the black man is God, knowing that my queens are the earth that holds all of this down, you know what I mean? That was really the keys that unlocked my chains, G. So I had to ask you that question to see where it came from to you.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But it started through just finding out about the Hebrew stuff, because I had a homie, he was like, yo, you can rap, but you're not really saying that. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's when I started going by the King College thing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna change my name to King College, because like more of this king and I know what I mean, just giving you the like the black perspective, like the chosen people of the Bible stuff. So he was telling me about all that, and I'm just like, what? Like, bro, I don't know about none of this. Then that's when I found out about all the other stuff, and I'm like, the thing with the it just the Hebrews was kind of like just like real hard on women type thing. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't think this can. And I had a white homie at the time, and they was like, yeah, homie, like, that's not it. And I felt it, I understood, like, I'm like, I get it, but my homie at the time, he was like definitely like helping me on some life shit, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, bro, like, I feel what you're saying, but homie is, you know what I mean? He hasn't shown me what you tell me he's gonna show me yet. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, he had me going back to scriptures, reading shit about white people. And I'm just like, yo, it got crazy, you feel me? And I kind of stepped away from that situation. And that's when we got on the African history thing. I started going to a African history class we had in Charlotte, North Carolina, from our teacher, Marifa. He had like a 26 or 16-week course every Tuesday and Thursday on the west side. That's when I found about the African history. He was just giving us all that knowledge, and that's how I got the name Ogbon, and my daughter's name Kujali, Halima Kujali.
Nice.
Her mom named her. Okay, so I think Kujali is Swahili, because we had African. What was it? African Liberation Day. We had African Liberation Day, and we all had to like pick name type thing, just like rename ourselves.
Got it.
And that's how I found Kujali, and I was like. That's when I had a daughter on the way. I'm like, nah, that's
what does it mean? What's Kujali mean?
Kujali was Karen.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kujali was Swahili and Ogbon was Igbo. Yeah. So that makes the goddamn make that better.
All right. So we're gonna jump to the music, man. This brother right here is probably one of the most prolific artists I've come around in a while, man. So you dropped 5 projects 2020. Yeah. Then you just dropped one at the top of 2021 that's fire. Yeah, how were you able to produce such high-level albums, so many high-level albums in such a small time period? Like, what's your process, G?
And just being inspired, like being able to travel, because a lot of time, for the past like 6 years, I want to say, or from 2014 to 2018, I was like stuck in Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really have any outside resources to do anything. So when it came, it was like, shit, I'm ready. You feel me? Like, I'm ready to go. Like, mentally, creatively. So everything is just coming. The material that I'm kicking is like everyday stuff. So I'm able to just create. It just, you know what I mean? I'm talking about real life stuff. You know what I mean? Giving you the knowledge perspective. And a lot of braggadocious type stuff. So I'm just creating. I'm able to work with better producers. I don't want to say better producers. I'm able to work with different producers from different places, like people from Cali, New York, Jersey, Atlanta. People like, yo, I'm tapped in now. So it just gives me like the spark, you know what I mean? My drive, it sparks my drive more just to keep creating. And I really want to do this, so I create every day, you know what I mean? Even if it's weak, I'm cooking.
Nice.
And when around the time I had my daughter, like 2017, I just created a lot of music because I thought I was gonna be like held up, but
that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's nice. Thank you, Lil. How you say her name? Halima. Thank you for helping this brother give us what we got in the world right now. Could you pinpoint 2 reasons why you've had the success you've had thus far as an artist?
I want to say just being consistent. There was a point in time, I want to say, around the time after I had my daughter, and around the time I was having my daughter, so I want to say mid-2018. It was around that time, like the stuck in Charlotte time, you know what I mean, not having no resources outside of the city, not having no resources in the city. I'm stuck in my head a lot, so I can't really tell what's what. And people like in the city don't tell you like, yo, you doing your thing, you popping, like whatever you look up to in Charlotte. For me as an artist, like the people or whatever, you know what I mean, they don't really give you your flowers per se, so you don't know what you're doing, you feel me? Like, so it's just that, just me wanting to make something happen, me wanting to perform at the Fillmore, me wanting to perform at these venues. I'm like, yo, I'm about to outwork everybody around me because nobody's around me really working. You know what I mean? I'm like, I notice people is just like going off quote unquote clout that they have or just whatever. So I'm like, all I gotta do is just outwork. I don't know if I outwork my peers. You know what I mean? If I outwork my peers, it's just gonna just get me up to where I need to go. So I'm like, I'm just gonna work. You feel me? And I worked hard. I had Dark Master. Thank God for Dark Master. I had the Dark Master filming all my videos. Which was filming maybe like 3 videos a week type thing. Like any idea I had, and you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, bro, we gotta film. We gotta go uptown. I got my re-up money, you know what I mean? I'm about to flash my bread, you know what I mean? Shit, I got my daughter, I'm like, yo, we gotta keep putting this content out. I'm just keep putting it on Twitter and I'm gonna quote my lyrics so people see what I'm saying, and I'm just keep putting the videos out. So I had Dark Master, the videographer, and I had my homie DJ Ray, my engineer, and my baby mother, who's very supportive. Like, I have to shout her out. I had her. She was just like very supportive of what I was doing, and just wanted me to go for what I wanted. So those 3 right there just helped me be in a position to win. So that on top of my drive, you feel me? Just my drive to just want better for myself. That's what it was, and I just working like that, and it happened. I noticed when my shit like kind of changed because it happened real fast. This dude on Twitter named Sadu Gold, I have to shout him out too because everything changed when Sadu Gold from Philly, he produced for West Side Gun and a few people like that. He quote tweeted one of my tweets and was like, yo, I don't know who this is, but I felt this from states away. And like I said, Sadu Gold is pretty popping. So maybe like 70 producers followed me that night once he quote tweeted that, yeah. 70 producers followed me that night, and everybody was like, yo, trying to work. People from Jersey, people from South Africa, Cali, everywhere in the, you know what I mean, in the nation. And around that time that happened, I already had maybe like 4 CDs and stats from when I had my daughter, you feel me? But the thing about that, it was just, those was on Alchemist beats, Fat John beats, a lot of not my beats, you feel me? See, I'm just rapping from the internet, but when Sadu did that and all those producers hit me up like, yo, let's work. I'm like, all right, I got all these beats. I got supporters now. People just buying my music. People ask me, yo, you have physicals? You got, see, I didn't have shit. You know what I mean? All I had was merch. Like, I was getting merch made, like 12 shirts made. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I had. People like, yo, you got physicals, you got CDs, you got this. But I knew at that time, I wanted to put out vinyl. Because there was like a lot of companies overseas putting out records, and I'm like, I think that like triggered how I was moving too, like for me to work hard. So I'm like, okay, these people putting out vinyls that's like selling out in like fucking 60 seconds. OB strips and all. I'm like, yo, I want that. So I put myself in the mindset. And that's what happened once Sadu quote tweeted my stuff, and pretty much like my shit went up. Just hella listeners, like hella people from overseas too. Like, you know, them white cats overseas that be tapping in on shit, me buying. All of them was just hitting me up like, yo, I got beats, I mix, I master, I do all this shit. And I'm just like, and it was just like about time type thing, because I worked pretty hard. And once that happened, it was over. And I had money, so I had a little bit of money from, you know what I mean, just dealing with certain stuff. So Sadu hit me up like, yo, I'm gonna send you beats. And Sadu was popping, you feel me? I'm like, yo, I'm with it, you feel me? Cause like he just did that and got my whole shit going, you feel me? And it was that, he did that, but I was also ready. I also had like 30 videos on tuck, you know what I mean? 10, 15 videos out, music, you know what I mean? So, and then I was ready to move. So once he got all the people on me, you feel me? And that's really what it was. I wasn't Hollywood with a lot of people at first. At first I was just working with a lot of people, like I said, all those producers. Because on this like underground shit, that's who really run this shit, like producers, you feel me? Like beat shows and all that. That's why my shows almost cater like beat shows.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
like
perform.
that.
Really, it's almost like a listening session. Then I have people come with their SPs and shit because it's easier. You don't gotta deal with like clubs and you know what I mean. So I try to do all my shit like beat shows and have producers do beat sets. But this time around, I brought in people from the city. So once I tapped in with all the producers, like I said, the producers from everywhere. Like yo, I'm in Cali, I'm in Florida, I'm in here, I'm in here. So I'm like, I'm tapping in with them. I'm like, yo, let's work. I'm working with them, and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to set up a tour. I think that was after. No, I made the album with Sadu. I went to Richmond, Virginia, and linked with Fly, Anakin, Obliv, Great Matter. They're pretty popping on this quote unquote underground shit. They fuck with Alchemist, Madlib, and all that.
Fire.
And I paid Great Matter. I was like, yo, I'm trying to cop some beats from you. Cause I knew Great Matter was on the shit, you feel me? And I watched a lot of beat shows type things on YouTube, and I found out about Great Matter. His shit was crazy. So I knew I was gonna do the Sadu shit. So I was creating the Infinite Wisdom album, and that was like the first album I took on the road. We had like a little successful tour, and then COVID shut that shit down. But I was working on that album, so I'm like, Sadu was gonna mainly produce it. I got a beat from Great Matter and the fucking beat from Obliv, so we made that happen, and then I tapped in with all the other producers, and I'm like, yo, I'm coming to your city, I'm coming to Chicago, Atlanta, and all these places, and that's pretty much how we like set the tour up. I'm like, yo, I'm like, bro, get me anywhere, you know what I mean? That's not no club, dude, to where we got paid a bar and do it. It could be a bookstore, clothing boutique, anything. As long as 3 people pull up for me, I'm good. 4 people pull up for you, you know what I mean? 4 people pull up for you, I'm like, yeah, I'm good, bro, because it's going to be straight, you know what I mean?
Bruh, that's so creative, bro.
Yeah, and then like the vinyl shit came from that. Somebody, this label named Copenhagen Crates from overseas reached out, was like, yo, I want to pay you to put your music out on vinyl. And he gave me a good price, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. And then from there, like my shit just like sold out. And then from there, we just kept putting out vinyl. And that was like to the end of 2019. Then we put out like 6, 7 vinyl. And since then, I saved all that vinyl money. I'm like, I'm gonna just save all this money and redistribute my shit. Not even redistribute, like distribute my own records. You feel me? Cause the vinyl, the vinyl dude gave me the plug. He was like, yo, it really only costs like $2,200, and you can make like 11,000 back. So once I seen that, and once I seen I had fans all around the country, when I started moving going to New York, I really just that in New York. Shouts out New York too, because they like open their arms for me. You know what I mean? And pretty much just let me flourish out there. So
nice, bro. Your catalog, man, super deep. Only in a few years of releasing. You just released that Lost in NYC joint.
Yeah.
Would you say this is your best project? If so, why is it your best project? And if not, what is your best project thus far?
Okay. Lost in NYC is a part B to 75th in Amsterdam. I don't think. Shit. I don't think it's my favorite project. I mean, I don't think it's my best project. I guess it could be in a way. Like I try to do more hooks and stuff like that because I linked in with Peter Rosenberg from Mark from Top Shelf. So I've been spinning on Hot 97. So I'm like, nah, I gotta fucking have hooks. You know what I mean? I gotta like cater songs so I can be on the radio type thing. So on the side B, I made more out tracks with hooks and stuff like that. I think that's like easier on the ear for some people. But me, my favorite album is my best album to me personally is God, Body, and Soul Side A, because that was like my breakthrough album. Yeah, Side A is like a blue and white cover, and on the back I'm holding my daughter. But that was like my breakthrough album. I looped maybe like 4 or 5 tracks on there. 2 of the homies from New York hopped on there, they produced and made the beat, and my homie from New Jersey. So that album was like my breakthrough album, quote unquote. You know what I mean? I was able to go out to NY, link with the NY homies, and do shit like that. So that's the one for me, for real. Like, that's it. It was a breakthrough one, and it was my sound. Like, it's a lot of Duke Ellington, Percy Faith. Damn, I'm giving niggas my samples. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a lot of like classic shit, you feel me? Like, it's a lot of orchestra shit that I rap on. Cause I rap on kind of like orchestra samples type shit. So that was my breakthrough with my sound.
Man, so he said this project ain't even his best project, and I love this project. So that means I got to do some major research. Y'all got to do some major research as well. So yeah, we're gonna kind of start getting into the general questions. So I'm asking questions that everybody that's coming here getting these interviews, I'm asking these same questions, kind of doing a case study, right?
Bad.
So you done probably heard these questions before, Jah.
Okay.
Top 5 rappers of all time, G.
Rappers of all time.
Top 5.
Zev Love X / Doom. That's my number 1. My shit is a 6. Zev Love X / Doom. Lord Jamar. Nah, not Lord Jamar yet. My bad, Lord Jamar. J Electronica. Nah, I'm sorry, J Elect. Wise Intelligence from Poor Righteous Teachers.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Doom, Wise Intelligence from Poor Righteous Teachers, J Elect, Lord Jamar, and Shaddai X from Brand New Beings. And Redman. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. But I like that perspective, you feel me? Like that black man is God perspective is it, you know what I mean? Because it builds you up. And Wise Intelligence was kicking sobriety, like, you know what I mean? Like, telling motherfuckers don't smoke weed, you know what I mean? Stay sober and build. Like, that kind of shit is different. And Brother Jay from Queen Isis, too. Damn, to keep going on some 6, 7, 8 from the X Clan. But that kind of rap right there is just like, yeah, that shit made me want to move and kick that message, you feel me? Like,
nice.
So, yeah, no, that's my top 5.
That's a beautiful answer, fam. All right, gonna switch it up on you a little bit. So, give me the 2 non-hip-hop artists that have had the greatest impact on your career or your life thus far.
Zoe, my man Zoe, he played band. He worked with Foreign Exchange, like Fonte. Fonte sings, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He played the piano for them sometimes. So it's this dude named Zoe. Zoe and my man Matt Martians. Matt Martians was in Odd Future. He in a group with Sid. What's they say? The Internet. Yeah, Matt Martians from the Internet. They make me like just want to switch myself up. Sometimes I hear it and I'm like, oh no, this crazy. Like I could come like this, you know what I mean, and do some different stuff. So those 2 right now, I'm like on some today type thing. Yeah.
What do you think about the current state of hip hop?
The current state of hip hop. I mean, shit. I think it's straight, bro. They doing their thing. I can't. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? I don't even know, bro. Like, I can't. They doing their thing, bro. They making their bread. Shit. I don't know who you got. QC the label doing their shit. I don't really know who out. QC the label, Young Thug and all them. From my perspective, when it comes to like, I guess mainstream rap. I don't know, there's so many subgenres and that shit and like breakdowns. Cause my perspective of rap sometimes is like mainstream rap, but if you look at like the quote, I don't want to call it the underground shit, but if you look at the underground stuff, it's kind of like coming up. You know what I mean? Rosenberg is like helping niggas. He putting on cats on like lower level. You know what I mean? Getting us on Hot 97 every Sunday night from 10 to 2 a.m. Earl sweatshirt putting people on, you know what I mean, underground cats. Yeah, so yeah. I think it's looking good for like the younger cats, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
It's changing right now.
Yeah, you got the QC, Young Boy, Rich the Kid. So I don't know, shit kind of different. Like,
it has changed a lot. It has changed. I would say it's a little more competitive, but in the competition, it hasn't necessarily what you see most. It isn't necessarily the best of the competition. You know what I mean? It's kind of what the industry wants you to see. All right, that's tight work.
I think the message, like some kind of, I don't know, we need like some kind of shift to happen, a conscious shift, man, because all the rappers dying young too. Yeah, I'll be seeing shit happen. I'm like, yo, I don't know if I'm about to, you know what I mean, trying to be a rapper like this. At this big level, you know what I mean? Niggas getting caught at gas stations, like all kind of shit. So that gotta change.
Wow, that's a consideration. Like, you don't even have to be on that gangster stuff, but just being a rapper, you know what I mean? They see you as a target.
Yeah, they just catch it. They think you got it.
Got it, bro. So, what's next for you, Jah? What's next for you musically? What's next for you in your career, bro?
I'm trying to, yo, I really don't. I know what I got planned, but I really don't know. Like, it's up in the air. everything is just like financially at this point. So I'm just doing everything just like at the level I can. I turned down the record deal recently from somebody. They try to offer like 30,000, 20,000. That's one thing I want to say to other artists. You gotta stop signing under rappers for like 20, 30 bands. Like I really needed that money at the time. I wasn't in a place to turn down no motherfucker rent. You know what I mean? I'm still not in the place, but you know what I mean. You just gotta keep pushing, bro. Like I don't know, but yeah, I guess that's what it could be. I'm just trying to find like that space in between like being an artist and I guess working a 9 to 5 because I don't work. But I also I'm not trying to be out here trapping. You feel me? So I'm trying to find that space to where I can be an artist and kind of working 9 to 5 like a successful artist on some underground shit, like making thousands off vinyl or whatever, and still like work somehow. You feel me? Because when the pandemic hit, it was hard for underground artists. You feel me? I don't want to never get in that situation. You feel me? And I want to like set an example for other younger artists. Like you know what I mean? You can do whatever. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure that out. Just everything is financially. You feel me? Like I don't got the most money. I'm in a place where I make enough money from music, but rent is $1,000. You feel me? So.
Yeah. Well, that's solid, man. That's solid. So we just sat down with Jah-Monte, man, big time artist. Anything else you want to let the people know? Where can we find your stuff? Your IG handles and stuff like that. We'll put it in the video. Yeah. But just let us know who you are, where we can find you.
You can follow me, Jah-Monte Ogbon, on all social networks. You know what I mean? Shit, catch me in Charlotte, catch me in Brooklyn. One thing I want to say to other artists is just like, it's alright to be honest, you feel me? Whatever you're going through at the moment, whatever you've been through, you can let people know. Like, you don't gotta portray nothing in this music shit. A lot of people portraying shit, you feel me? And just, they portray, man, they just portraying stuff. It's just like, some shit ain't adding up. You seeing people at the local Harris Teeter, and you're just like, oh, you know what I mean? It's just like, you gotta live up to a hype, like, bro. Like, you don't gotta live up to that, bro. Just be honest about yourself, so people ain't gonna be tripping when they see you walking somewhere or when they see you, you know what I mean? Just, it's alright to be honest, because that shit work, bro. You just gotta find your lane. That's one thing I want to tell my people, find your lane. Like, it might not be meant for you to, you know what I mean, to get a single popping through the club, through the strip club. Like, you might not have 15 bands. You know what I mean? I'm doing, people who shit on the physical and shit, they ask who buy vinyls and cassettes, but I'm financially doing better than a lot of artists. You know what I mean? Who trying to get popping on the mainstream level. Like, that shit costs a lot of bread. And with a little bread, I made shit happen. Like, I also invested like 4 bands into like my shit I had going on. So everybody else need 15, 20 bands, you know what I mean? But if I did have 20 on some underground shit, I'd be straight. But with a little bit of bread, you feel me? It's alright to start small and then go big.
But he invested in himself, though.
Yeah.
That's deep. He invested in himself. So that was Jah-Monte, man. Thank you, brother, for coming and spending this time with us. I mean, this brother's doing a whole lot. Coming to speak with us at You Dig, that was huge, man. Just want to thank you, man. We're going to sign out. You dig.
Peace.
You dig?